Hello, welcome to Hopefully Making Music. There we go. There's that initial loop that we made. Just kind of improvised it. All right. Just going in the splice, gonna find a clap. Let me go for that one. Hey, thank you. Yeah, a lot of people ask me, like, Harrison, like, how'd you get into music and all that? And yeah, I mean, since I was like a kid, I was like listening to like, Queen and Led Zeppelin, like the Beatles and stuff like that. And I think I probably got my first like albums like when I was like 12 maybe. And yeah, I was just like really into that. I was kind of like a chubby kid too, so like I was like overweight a bit. So like yeah, and I started like running, and I remember like running in my parents' basement. They had like a basement I could run around, and just like putting music on, and yeah, it just like made the runs a lot easier for me. So yeah, it just like gave me more confidence and all that. You know what I mean? And I feel like I was very insecure as a kid, and I think I still carry some insecurities, like us all. But yeah, I definitely think it has given me a lot of confidence. And I remember when I was, how old was I? Maybe like a year after I started, really listening to music. I was like 12 or 13. I started doing like the musicals at my school. First musical I did was I was in Grease, and I was like an additional greaser, they called it. So I was like a background person. And after that, there's another musical called Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, and I was one of the brothers in that show, and had some more lines there. And then I was Chip the next year in Beauty and the Beast. And then from there, uh, I just kept getting more and more into music. Then I was like in high school, and I got more into like hip hop and like rap and stuff. And yeah, and then I started to listen to a lot of old school like '90s rap, and yeah, then I started like making like raps myself, and yeah, I mean, and now I'm like more so like making like singing like more melodic music now. It's like not really hip hop or anything like that. Um, Maybe it's similar. I don't know. However you categorize it, but yeah, I feel like just as I'm getting more mature, I have different content that I'm talking about, and I'm glad because I think it's like this is more responsible content. Uh, you know, talking more about just like hope in life. You know what I mean? And it continues to give me confidence in my life. All right, let me put this hi hat into this instrumental. Run it back. But yeah. Yeah, so I remember like when I was young though, I remember looking at like I remember a Weird Al video. There was like a video called like Fat or something like, I think it's called Fat. It's like a parody like of like the Michael Jackson song Bad. And I remember just like being really inspired by that. I was like, yeah, I want to be like him when I grow up. And yeah, so I'm out here just still chasing my dreams. You know, after college, I ended up getting like some jobs like in like sales and stuff like that. I was like working at State Farm for a while. Before that, I was like working at IKEA, and also like after college, I was working at Best Buy. But yeah, now I'm working at like a family marketing company, and yeah, where we you know, we do marketing and also like we analyze this like different cutting edge like AI technology, and it still gives me a lot of flexibility to be able to do music. So I feel super blessed. I'm still able to do this and chase my dreams, or just more like attract my dreams, because you know what, I'm just trying to build it from the ground up, and yeah, it's what you make of it, you know. And yeah, like I said, I mean, I just ran my first marathon. Finished my first marathon this last November in Philly, and yeah, I feel like music helped me get to that point where I was like, I felt like I was trained enough, and yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like halfway through, I was like 13 miles in or so. Like the headphones like ran out of battery too. And I used these AirPods, and yeah, I basically had to like go with like no music in the rest of the marathon, but it was all right. I made it through. But yeah, I feel like music definitely helps me with like be consistent with my runs. Normally I do like 5 runs like a week, like during the week, and I feel like music just gets me like excited to do that. You know what I mean? So yeah, just one of those things. You know, music is very powerful. I think it's a very universal thing. And even though AI is coming and you know making like their own music and all that, I still think there's always value in like you know human-made music. And as a matter of fact, I think there's going to come a time where like they're going to have to tell us, you know, which one is AI, which one's not, and like there's going to be more of a market for human-made music. That's my prediction, at least. But regardless if there's a market or not for it, you know, if it's something that you enjoy, you should do it. Even if AI is taking or making it easier, where people could just type in a prompt, you know, I could still do this every day, just because I enjoy it so much. I'm not perfect at it. Maybe that's one of the keys to art, not being perfect. Oh, the entertainer. Let's see. All right, we can go back to that. I think I can play that. Something like that. Like and subscribe if you like the music, but this is what I have so far. But yeah, I'm just figuring my way out in music. I'm technically an adult. You know, I'm 30 years old. but I'm still figuring it out. I feel like everyone's still figuring everything out, you know, in this crazy world. All right, I'm gonna work on this bass line, try to get something that matches up here. Back it up. Maybe it's like this. I know some of the notes were off there, but I'm just gonna adjust this. But yeah, now I'm here just like, you know, working on Ableton, making instrumentals. It's like, you know, just trying to make music a part of my daily life, you know what I mean? Because I just think it's like, it's helped me so much in my life. Like I said, it's bringing me so much confidence, and also just like, I feel like it's made me smarter too. Because like, I feel like there's many like universal things you can learn from music, you know, like, I mean, hard work is just like learning about that. That's a big thing. You could like apply to so many things. And also just like, a big thing they teach you in sales is like, you know, you're not necessarily, you know, we're not having conversations just for the sake of having conversations. It's not like a logistical thing. Like we're having conversations, you know, because like one of the goals in sales is to like get people to want to do business with you, right? And it's like a lot of it comes down to like the way you make them feel. If you're making someone feel like, you know, that you know they're safe and you know they feel you know you're trustworthy, like they're gonna want to do business with you. And a lot of times like music is like that too. Like it's not necessarily about like, oh, how many tracks I put out. It's like, you know, how much can I improve your day by doing this, or like, you know, what kind of feelings can I elicit by making this music. And listen, I'm one of my biggest fans too. I love listening to my own music. It's awesome. When it's good, at least. It's so cool because like there's a lot of symmetry in music too, where it's like you kind of learn about like that sort of concept where it's like a lot of it does come down to time, and there's like numbers that I'm looking at on this Ableton grid here, and it kind of helps me like understand like where I want to place all the notes. And I'm not classically trained, you know, I've not been to school for music theory. I went to school for marketing, actually, marketing and psychology, yeah, so this is me just trying to learn it on my own, and you know, also study other musicians and talk with other musicians and understand their process too. But honestly, only the best things you can do in any profession really is just, it's the most cliche thing, but you just gotta practice, or you know, just play, you know, just do it every day if you can. Yeah, you know, I mean, just sometimes like, you know, I just wake up and I don't feel as motivated as, you know, I feel like I should, you know, and it's just like one of those things. It's like music, just like it can change your mood. You know, you can put on one of your favorite songs and you just like, it can flip the whole thing on its head, you know, and just like, you know, take you from a bad mood to like a good mood where you actually want to do something. You know, it just shows how powerful music is. You know, and this is a big reason I want to be a part of it, because I understand there's power behind it, and I just like enjoy doing it too. So it's like that's a big part of it. It's just like if you are passionate about something, like you, and if you want to make a career out of it, I think it's like you have to be very consistent with it. In order to be consistent with something, I think you have to really enjoy it. You know what I mean? And it's like the process of like getting this bass, you know, to where it needs to be. It's like it's enjoyable to me. It's satisfying. It brings me satisfaction knowing that, like, you know, I have the bass in the right spot now. You know, I'm still working on it though. Something like that. But yeah. Let's see. Just working out this bass. It's kind of sound like this right now. Let me know if it sounds all right. Let me see if the levels are all right in terms of volume. If it's too loud, too not loud enough. Let me know, because I want to make sure that, you know, for all who are watching, you know, you're having a good experience too. Let me know. Hey, what's up? Hey, thank you for all who's talking in the chat. Thank you for all who like the stream, and subscribe if you like music and learning about music, because that's a big part of what I'm doing now, is just, you know, continue to try to learn and, you know, just get better, and also just like the process of teaching as well, like doing this consistently and, you know, getting on streams and just like talking it all through. Like, I feel like that's been helping me get better and just like more efficient too. Because like, I mean, I still do this sometimes, but like, I feel like a lot of times before, like I would like take forever like on one track and just like try to be a perfectionist. And I feel like doing these streams and all, like, and just like doing it live, like it kind of just helps me be more decisive and stop like, you know, trying to be such a perfectionist. Because like in the art world, like perfection, it can be good, but it can also be like awful. Because like, sometimes if you go for perfect and you're not getting perfect, it can just be very discouraging. So just get it as good as you can. You know what I mean? Is anyone here a musician? All right, here's what we have so far. Let me turn that piano up. Turn that bass down a little bit, maybe. But yeah, now my goal for now is like, I just want to keep making these streams, you know, try to build a community online as well. And also just like do some more live performances like in Philly and just like in surrounding areas. And also just like, you know, anywhere that makes sense, really. I mean, like, you know, like in the US, like in other countries as well. Like, you know, I do really enjoy performing as well. Like just getting in front of people and just like, you know, getting a feel for like, you know, how are people doing and all, like how are people liking the music, and just like kind of helping set that vibe. So, you know, it's just something, like I said, you know, music brings me a lot of confidence, and I think it can do the same for a lot of people, you know. And yeah, I mean, just there's a lot of art out there, and I think it can bring confidence to a lot of people. All right, I'm just trying to think the next track I can put in here. I'm thinking about putting let me see, maybe a clarinet, we'll say. Did a clarinet yesterday, and it sounded pretty good. That sounds cool. La da 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 da. But yeah, in the chat, let me know who your favorite artists are right now. I have a bunch. I started been getting into like more Spanish music too. There's been a good amount of that. I'm trying to learn Spanish too. as well. Like I've been doing like Duolingo, trying to get my Spanish up. Yeah, I know Montanera is one of them. Iglesias, of course. But yeah, I'm like into that like soulful singing type of thing right now. But also I do go back and listen to like rap too, that I used to be into. So it's kind of like nostalgic for me at this point. All right, let me throw this. All right, clarinet time. Squidward Tentacles time. He plays that clarinet all day. Well. The cool thing about the Ableton is you know you can make mistakes and you can just adjust them within the software. I think I got the notes set this requires, at least for the first part. Run it back one more time. I lied. One more time, actually. All right, so I got that first part where it's like, da, 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 da. Then it goes up like, da, da. Let me know what you think about singing. I do have an album out too that I put out in last August, so it's a lot of singing in there, and I produced the whole thing. I just had some help with it, mixing and mastering from Cody, what's his name? Cody Chikowski. Yeah, like he works at Milk Boy in Philly, Milk Boy Studios, and yeah, he mixed and mastered that for me, that album. But yeah, check it out. I'm working through it. I know this sounds perfect right now. I like where it's going now. All right, let me try. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe. You like the music. Oh, I think I'm gonna go for a violin. But yeah, But yeah, I had a guitar like since I was like 12 years old or so. I was playing. I had some lessons at Guitar Center and all. Learned how to play like Smoke on the Water and that's like just different chords. Kind of put it down for a while. And the last few years, I've been trying to like relearn it, you know, because I think that adds a lot to it too, you know, because like when you play those strings, like especially when you have an acoustic guitar, like I feel like the vibrations of the strings, like I feel like that vibrates us up. Like it's something. There's some like sort of frequency to that. It's really good. It's awesome. Here, so I'm thinking I'm gonna throw a violin in here. I'm going into Splice, find a sample. All right. Like I said, like I'm trying to be more efficient with like the music, and a lot of times like I would like spend so long just like trying to find like the right sample to work with and all. But I feel like, I mean, this is kind of what I believe. It's just like the universe is like, the universe wants art to come to life, right? And so like a lot of times like maybe the first one that you pick like that may be the one that you're supposed to go with. Maybe not always, but let me see how we can do this. Something like that, let me know. That sounded pretty good to me. All right, I'm just working on looping this. But yeah, I feel like as a kid too, I was like very into Star Wars, and like now I'm also getting into that. And I'm like realizing it's like a lot of these things that I'm into, like these movies, these video games and shows and all, like a lot of it comes down to like how good the music production is. Like for Star Wars, like Indiana Jones, like you have like John Williams, like one of the greatest like composers of all time. And like he's out here making amazing music, and you come to find out, you know, you can find this music like on YouTube or something, and you can literally just like be riding your bike around. That's what I do. I'll have my AirPods in. I'll be listening to Star Wars soundtrack while I'm going around. I feel like I'm in a movie, or even when I'm like running around too, like or just walking. It's awesome. And same goes for like nostalgic video games as well. Like I mean, I've been playing Pokemon. What other games are there? There's one called Ty the Tasmanian Tiger from GameCube. There's a bunch of other, like Paper Mario. Like they all have like amazing soundtracks, and it's just like it's really cool to just be able to like, you know, just plug it in and you kind of feel like I said, you feel like you're within the game. And so, and it comes to find out like that's kind of like where a lot of nostalgia is held. So when I realized that, I was like, wow, like it helped me even like realize even more like music really is powerful, right? And if you agree with that, like and subscribe, drop a comment, say yes or no, let me know. All right, here we go. I just looped that violin, so it's here. All right, running this back. I'm just gonna, because right now the beginning of the song is basically, it sounds like this right here. Just like a kick. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it jumps into there. So like now I'm gonna maybe take that first violin part and I'm gonna replace that part. Let's see. I'll put that in the beginning. I do this for some of my tracks, and so maybe it'll sound like this. I'll take out that kick in the beginning, and it'll sound like this. Something like that. Actually, here, before I go further, I do want to add, like, right now the kick is basically just that metronome. I'm gonna duplicate the kick that I'm using, and then I'm gonna add a kick that has like more variation to it. Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Like during like when the pandemic started and all that, I feel like I was like getting more into like beatboxing too. So like that's like been a big piece as well to help me like get good at like producing and all, like being able to like play it out like helps me with like the structure of the songs. All right, see what kind of drum kick we can come up with here. Absolutely need to turn up that kick. I cannot even hear it. That's better. All right, let's play it back. Maybe, let me see. All right, I'm gonna quantize it, which basically means like it's just gonna get more perfectly on the grid. So let's hear it. How about this for a loop here? Let me allow more room for the loop to come in. All right, here, listen to this. Let me know what you think. I think I'm missing out like one note here, or one part of the kick, just to kind of make it flow a little better. All right, let me hear this last. Yup, pretty sure. And we're gonna have a kick coming a little later. And we'll bring the hi-hat. So bear with me here. I'm just dragging over the hi-hat, the kick, and the clap. I'm gonna have it come in a little later. And maybe I'll have the bass come in a little later too. So it's just like that we had that little drop there. So yeah, I'm gonna let this play. Let me know what you think. And then yeah, thank you for all who liked the video. If anyone subscribed, thank you. Anyone who commented, thank you. Then I'm probably gonna sign off here. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed. Thanks again. This is what we got. Thanks again. Hope you all have a great day. Remember to act with optimism. Remember to follow your dreams. And yeah, just keep doing your thing. And I'm gonna say, like, you know, a lot of times, like, you know, I have a bunch of things that I want to get done in a day. Like I have all these tasks I want to get done. But you got to remember, it can't all just be tasks. We got to do stuff that inspires us, stuff that gets us excited to go to the day. And always remember to, you know, keep that in your life and all. Of course, you know, it's not all fun and games. You know, we got to do stuff that, you know, we got to do. But yeah, we also got to have fun in this life too. So appreciate you. Like I said, remember to act with optimism. Try to be nice to people because you don't really always know what people are going through. And yeah, hope you like the music. Thanks again. Take care. Thanks.